Today we have the Hankook Dynapro AT2 Extreme. The Hankook Dynapro AT2 Extreme is a new tire in Hankook's tire lineup that replaces the previous generation AT2. Hankook uses a proprietary compound formulated to improve fuel economy and provide cut and chip resistance on rough and gravel surfaces. The AT2 Extreme has all the off-road performance of an all-terrain tire with the added daily drivability of a highway tire, which means you get extra quietness and longer tread life. Some of the features on the AT2 Extreme include multi-direction grooves and sipes that provide better traction in any direction. Tread block design here allows you all the good grip in snowy, wet, and dry conditions. It is 3-peak Snowflake rated for winter driving. Biting block edges that provide more traction off-road, stage edges on the tread grooves to create a sound barrier that reduces road noise, tie bars on the outer tread blocks that tie the blocks together for added stability while not reducing traction, and aggressive shoulders and side blocks on the sidewall to add more traction off-road when aired down, as well as having resistance against being cut or pinched. So when I'm reviewing a tire, usually the first thing I start is with tread blocks. So you can see these tread blocks kind of alternate being scooped and not scooped right through here. And so what this will allow you to do is when you air down a little bit, it'll give you additional traction off-road. So you'll notice on this tire that it has multiple edges, multiple biting edges in multiple different directions, as well as sipes in each tread block. So that's going to give us traction in any direction. And these sipes obviously are for traction in winter and wet conditions. So this tire is 3-peak Snowflake rated, and it has features consistent with that, especially these sipes and the way these tread blocks are designed. So anytime you see tread blocks with all these different biting edges all the way around them, you know that it's probably going to be pretty good in the winter. So on this outer tread block row, you'll notice that in between each tread block, there's a bridge in between each tread block right here. And so what that does is it allows you to get the traction of an open tread block design, but also have the stability on the road so it doesn't squirm around and it's real stable at high speeds. Other tires that we've looked at have had a center rib that's connected all into one tread block. This one doesn't, has multiple tread blocks. These screws right here in these alternating blocks, they reduce the noise as well and supposed to keep the tire cooler. And the cooler the tire, the cooler you can keep the tire, the less it'll wear. Now this sidewall right here, you can see that it's pretty aggressive and it's raised up on these side biters. So what this does is it will deflect anything that comes into contact with this sidewall to keep it from pinching it or cutting it. But also when you air down like in deep sand, it'll give you some extra biting edges. So here's that tie bar bridge that I was talking about that bridges these two tread blocks together. You also notice that all these different tread blocks are different sizes and slightly different shapes. Some of that's for traction, but it's also for noise, because if you had every single tread block shaped exactly the same, it would be much louder. So any tire with open voids in the tread is going to make noise. But what they can do is they can shape these tread blocks in a manner that reduces the noise. It actually creates more white noise to block out the louder negative noise. It's kind of strange how they do it, but it works out pretty good. But I like the amount of sipes that are in each one of these tread blocks. That's what's going to make it good in the winter, especially in these center tread blocks. There's a lot of sipes. So lots of sipes means lots of winter traction, especially when it's new. I do know that these tread blocks aren't very deep. The grooves aren't very deep. So it kind of leads me to wonder if it's really going to make it to its rated warranty rating as far as mileage. But also on each one of these tread blocks, you'll see there's a step down on each of these tread blocks. And what that does is that reduces the noise, because you want to make sure this tire is super quiet, especially if they decide to use this on OEM applications. So they use some pretty good design features to make it good in the OE and the replacement market. So this tire being an AT will have a little bit higher rolling resistance than an AT tire that has a continuous center rib, but that's okay. It's not really designed for that. It needs to be the best of both worlds. It does have a high silica compound. That's for your wet traction and braking. You can also see on this tire that we do have a rim protector. It is made in the USA, and right here we have the all-season designation. The Hankook Dynapro AT2 Extreme comes in sizes from 15 to 22 inches, standard load XL and LT rated. The size of this tire is 275/65/18 and it retails for $229.99. The Hankook Dynapro AT2 Extreme has a 60,000 mile tread wear warranty even in their LT rated sizes. You can pick these tires up at tirebuyer.com, TireRack.com, or the Amazon affiliate link in the description below. The bottom line is, I think this is a decent tire. Time will tell. I'm not a huge Hankook fan, but their quality and engineering keep improving, so they're definitely a manufacturer on the rise. To see more Hankook tire reviews and comparisons like this one, check out these videos.